Hi parents, hi kids. Today I'm going to be talking about JCoss. Now JCoss is a Jewish school. It's in East Barnet, EN4, and the head is Mr. Moriarty. Now I'm doing something a little bit different with this school. I have got notes here from a contact of mine who has had a lot of dealings, should we say, with children from JCoss. So I asked her opinion on the type of child that goes there. And I've spoken to a parent and a year 13 student who I know. So I've got more stuff to tell you. I'm going to go through my notes from the open evening, which was, I think, about 2 weeks ago now. So Mr. Moriarty is the head. Came across really, really nicely, very, very calm, very composed, very friendly and approachable. He has been a head in North London schools for 30 years, so he's very experienced and knows what he's doing. And he's very, very settled at JCoss now, and he is doing amazing things for the school. It is a pluralist Jewish school. So that means that it has children that come from Reform families, Masorti and Orthodox. It caters for all. You are not judged on how religious or how practicing you are at home. It's an academic school, a very, very academic school, but it also focuses on community. So it's got a really nice balance between those two factors, which for me is really important. I like this, what the head said. The type of child that would go to JCoss would be the following: lively, thoughtful, and open-minded. And I thought that he's the only head I can recall that has given almost a character description of the type of child that comes to JCoss generally. And I liked the adjectives that he used. Okay, Mr. Moriarty talked quite soon in his video about how the school caters for quite well for the gifted and talented students, that they are challenged and stretched appropriately. Now, this is an area of concern for a lot of parents. If they have a particularly talented child in a specific area, how are they going to be challenged? How are they going to be stretched in their class? So he talked a lot about that, about identifying who those children are, what their specialist subject is, and making sure that they are stretched and challenged appropriately for them. They embrace the pursuit of academic excellence. So they really do like children to thrive to the best of their ability, whatever that might be at the school. They have a scholars program, which interested me. I'd like to know a bit more about that. Who gets on the scholars program? How are they kind of deemed to be a scholar? Is it every single subject? I have written a quote here from the website when I was doing my research before the video. They have an aspirational environment and they're ambitious for the success of all students. So here's the quote. JCoss seeks to spark brilliance in all our students and inspire them to become articulate, informed, confident and motivated young people. I just loved that. I particularly like the sparking the brilliance. Every child has a different brilliance, and sparking them in each child and taking them as their own individual, I thought that was really beautifully put. Well done, JCoss. Now, in Ofsted 2019, in February, they had their inspection, and they were deemed good, but the closest you can get to being outstanding. So pretty much outstanding. I would say outstanding. But they said specifically it's the closest equivalent to outstanding. There's a whole thing about it on the website if you want to go more into the nitty-gritties. I'm trying to keep this relatively short. Of course, always go to the website, even after my video. Extracurricular. So the clubs are all on the website. It even had week by week of this term what clubs are on, which was a really nice insight actually. So you can see exactly the timings and which clubs are repeated when and at what time of the day. So they have, I'm going to list you a couple of them. They have football, basketball, rugby, hockey. They are part of the Maccabi organisation. They do dance, choir and cookery. So a really beautiful range there. They've got something for everybody to get involved in. They are the third best comprehensive school nationally for 2019 and 2020. So again, just really emphasising that they are a great school and doing very well in the league tables. They have a wellbeing practitioner in the school. So I've highlighted this in all of the schools that I have done reviews on. If they have kind of introduced an extra member of staff to focus on well-being of students, that's a massive thumbs up from me, because that means that they're really interested in how the child is holistically, how they're coping emotionally. And we know that it's a turbulent time and that children are going to need a bit more support in those areas at the moment, and they are addressing that. So well done. Places. So Mr. Moriarty talked about places. There are 180 places on offer, and that's divided between 7 classes. So they each have 25 students, but they are expecting planning permission soon. So they are going to be growing as a school. They're going to be offering more places. They are hoping to expand to offer 210 places across 8 classes, which will mean 26 students per class. Now, planning permission is in, or it's coming soon. So we don't know how many years down the line it's going to take to expand the school, but this is a plan. And I think a lot of families will be very excited about that, because it's a lottery at the moment if you get JCoss. Siblings take priority, and there are quite a lot of siblings. So it's all about fingers crossed, really. They have a coach network that can take your child to school if you're worried about how they're going to get there. They have a coach. So it's also quite a social thing, I think, when they go to school together. And they have excellent facilities at this school. I've been there myself. I can vouch for that. When you walk in, it's a beautiful, beautiful building. It looks like Noah's Ark. It's all that wood effect, airy, spacious. You walk in, the reception is on the left. You can see the students, a flow of students going to and from classes. I think the cafe was on the right. Really, really open and airy. When you walk through the corridors of classrooms, they have glass like walls, so you can see glass windows, so you can see into the classes. So if anybody's misbehaving, you'll get spotted. Right, I'm going to go into my 3 extra bits that I'm adding. So I spoke to a lady who ran a tea time agency. So she would interview 6th formers who would then be placed in families to help them if they needed help around the tea time slot. So like 5 till 7 it could be. So she came across a lot of students. I think the majority of her students came from JCoss. So she, for me, was a really good source to ask the type of child that goes, or young adult that goes to that school. And here is what she said. It's a very diverse Jewish school. So they have varying religious practice. That links into them being a pluralist Jewish school. She said that it's okay for them to be different there. They can be academic or they can be artistic. It's okay to embrace something else other than academia. The students there are encouraged to be individuals. Now, some schools are hothouses and they like to foster the type of child you become, very studious, and those are the ones that breed a lot of Oxbridge candidates. It's not for everybody, but the students she found that came through JCoss all has really interesting hobbies as well, including dance, drama, and circus skills. A bit different. They're worldly kids. They're worldly children. Some of them have jobs on the side to earn a bit of money, which I think is a really great character building side. And they're very accepting of others and well-rounded kids. So really, really praiseworthy. I then spoke to a parent called Mattia. She has a daughter at JCoss in year 8, and she said that her daughter is so happy. She has lovely friends. The teachers are lovely. And this was very interesting. She said that they respond really quickly to emails and that they are very quick to action. Now, that's a really praiseworthy thing and something to be noted. When the communication between home and school is strong, that's an excellent sign. Really, really excellent. She said, I've got it in capitals here, nurturing. So it's a really nurturing environment. Another thing that I loved about what she told me was that the form tutor stays with the child throughout their career at the school. This doesn't happen in many places at all. That's really a beautiful thing if you have a good relationship with your form tutor. That means they know you as a person, they know your character, and they can see you grow. So they can, that again, coming down to that communication between home and school, really, really important, especially with the form tutor in this case. She also said there was a really nice feel at the school. It was friendly, warm, and welcoming. Thank you, Matthias, so much for those comments. Now I'm going to talk to you about a student who's currently in year 13. This girl is called Claudia. Now, she helped me out with my children for a little while, so I know her personally. I know she's fabulous and she's destined for great things. A really kind, sweet girl. So she started in 2015, so she's been there for about 5 years, so she's been there for a long time, and she'll have good insight into the school. I'm going to read this whole thing to you. I asked her for a couple of words and I'm going to read it all. The school environment is like no other. It provides a communal feel alongside a motivational ambience. Good words. Teachers are always pleasant and more than happy to help whenever needed, which is encouraging and therefore leads to educational success. I would definitely recommend JCoss. The typical JCoss student is outgoing and self-driven. I would say it is a nurturing environment. I couldn't fault the school. Well, I don't think you can get more praiseworthy than that. As I said, I have been to the school myself. I have seen it. They are very nurturing. They are very warm and friendly. Even when you come into the school, it's open, it's warm, it's spacious, and I just got a really good vibe. So anybody considering JCoss, watch the video. Please like and share if you feel that other people would benefit from my comments. I've got some insight now from 3 extra people. Yeah. Spread the word. Bye, parents. Bye, kids.